All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about one of the biggest questions out there right now. How is artificial intelligence going to completely reshape our economy? I mean, we all hear about the incredible promise, but there are some really serious potential downsides too.
And look, this isn't some hypothetical question for 50 years from now. It's a live, high-stakes debate happening today. The world's top economists are basically asking, is AI going to boost our economy or is it going to break it?
And right at the center of this whole thing, the U.S. Federal Reserve. The people who set our economic policy are, well, they're scrambling to figure this out. They have to understand what AI means for our jobs, for the price of everything we buy, you name it.
Okay, so that brings us right to the core of it. What's going on inside the Fed? Well, there's this huge debate happening with two totally different, competing ideas about what an AI-powered future is actually going to look like.
In this entire massive argument, it really just boils down to two things: jobs and inflation. Every single policy decision they make is going to depend on which way AI pushes those two incredibly crucial factors. So here are the two futures they're staring at. On one side, you've got the super optimistic view, the productivity boom. Think of it as the rocket ship scenario. Here, AI makes us so efficient that it actually cools down inflation. Prices stop going crazy, and that lets the Fed lower interest rates, which is good for the economy. But then there's the other side, the structural shift. This one's a lot more worrying. This is where AI gets rid of jobs faster than people can adapt. So you get unemployment, but at the same time, inflation stays stubbornly high. That is a really, really tough spot to be in.
And let's be clear, this isn't just theory. This isn't just a bunch of economists talking in a boardroom. We are already seeing this play out in the real world, right now.
Just look at this number, 4,000. That's roughly how many layoffs the tech company Block announced, and they were directly tied to AI reshaping their white-collar workforce. So yeah, this isn't some problem for the future. It's here.
So when you see things like that, you realize these aren't just economic shifts. They create these massive ripple effects across all of society. We're talking about something that could potentially rewrite the whole social contract. You know, the unspoken rules between workers, companies, and the government.
And this is where a key idea comes in: structural unemployment. This is so important to understand. It's not your typical layoff, where, someone finds a similar job a few months later. No, this is a deep, fundamental mismatch where the skills people have no longer match the jobs that are available. The old jobs might be gone for good, and the new ones require a completely different skill set. And this quote from Fed Governor Lisa Cook just nails the dilemma. She's saying, hey, if you have a bunch of people unemployed because of AI, our old trick, just cutting interest rates to boost the economy, it might not work anymore. In fact, it could actually backfire and make inflation even worse without helping the people who lost their jobs. The entire rule book is basically being thrown out.
This all leads to what economists call the distributional challenge. It sounds complicated, but it's really a simple question: who wins and who loses? And right now, it looks like the big gains from AI could flow mostly to the people who own the companies and the super high-skilled workers. Meanwhile, a lot of other workers could be facing a really long, tough adjustment period, which leads to rising inequality and less bargaining power.
I mean, this is such a huge deal that people at the very top, like Fed Vice Chair Michael Barr, are already saying we need to make some major policy changes. We're talking about completely rethinking everything from education and job training all the way to the social safety net itself just to help people navigate this new world.
Now, this high-level talk is great, but let's make it real. Let's drill down into one specific industry that, let's face it, affects every single one of us: construction. How is AI changing the way we literally build the world around us?
So, how is it shaking things up? Well, it's happening in three big ways. One, it's changing the actual jobs people do. Two, it's straining the cost of materials and electricity. And three, it's influencing how these massive projects even get the money to start.
And just so we're clear, we're not really talking about robots laying bricks. At least, not yet. The biggest changes are happening behind the scenes, in those technical and office-based jobs. We're talking about pre-construction planning, scheduling, design support, project controls. All these skilled jobs are being directly transformed by AI tools right now.
And get this, there's this wild chain reaction happening too. To power the AI revolution, you need a ton of new data centers and power grids, right? Well, that huge demand for new construction strains labor and materials, so costs go up. And here's the kicker: if the Fed has to keep interest rates high to fight that inflation, it makes it way more expensive to get the loans to build those AI projects in the first place. It's this crazy, complex feedback loop.
So this leaves the whole construction industry with one giant question. Is AI going to be a tool that creates a bunch of new, higher-skilled jobs for people managing these complex projects, or is it just going to displace the technical workforce we already have? Honestly, the jury is still out.
So when you pull back and look at the big picture, what do you see? It's the ultimate balancing act. We're trying to walk this tightrope between amazing technological progress on one side and the need for economic and social stability on the other.
The central challenge for all of us, from the policymakers at the Fed to workers in every single industry, is learning how to get around in a brand new economic landscape. It's like the old maps we've been using for decades just don't work anymore.
And that leaves us with the one question that really matters. Look, the challenge isn't stopping AI. That ship has sailed. It's about guiding it. So how do we make sure that these incredible gains in productivity benefit everybody and not just a select few? That's the puzzle we all have to solve together.